Hey guys, what's up? Thank you for such a quick and an awesome response. You guys are just amazing. So, continuing with the new approach that we are talking about, that is new approach to reading polity. So, this is presented by me. I did my graduation from NIT Bhopal in mechanical engineering and wrote mains in my first attempt in 2015. Please follow me on an academy for all the updates on the regular basis. Now, what is the polity series? Now, a few updates about the polity series that we are starting on Unacademy. So this is called reading polity from constitution itself. So constitutional approach or a new approach. So there can be two approaches even from reading within the constitution. So one can be you can read article wise. That is you read article 1, 2, 3, 4 till the end, so on and so forth. And another can be you can read heading wise. That is you can read all the articles given under union executive, state executives, member of parliaments, Rajya Sabha, Lok Sabha, etc. But according to me, the best approach would be reading the constitution article wise because it comes with two benefits. That is, we will have an overview or a holistic overview of the whole in constitution, as well as we will be able to understand the interlinkages between the constitution and the various authorities that are mentioned in the constitution. So now this is the new thing that we are adding on Unacademy for the first time. This is called the 5-step strategy. So we are coming up with a strategic approach rather to read polity, because we don't want it to be a haphazard one-sided approach. It has to be a two-way approach. So inputs have to be from your side as well as inputs have to be from our side as well. So there are some prerequisites in this approach. So first of the prerequisite will be you have to have a constitution, because you cannot read the articles of a constitution if you don't have a constitution. So you have to have a constitution. It can be either a hard copy of the constitution or a soft copy of the constitution. It doesn't matter. It doesn't make any difference. Also, another thing is pre-reading. So pre-watching or pre-reading, whatever you want to call it, before watching the videos, there will be some specific things that you have to specifically read before watching this video series. So you have to have a part of pre-reading. And now Lakshmikant, a lot of people were having this doubt what to read. Do we have to read the whole Lakshmikant? Do we have to read some specific chapters? So what we are planning is that from this time, for the next video, the things that you have to pre-read or the things that you have to read will already be mentioned in the last slide of the previous video. So you don't have to worry about what you have to read. We will even give you the page number, the chapters number, and if necessary, the paragraphs that you have to read. Even the articles 1, 4, whatever the articles that we will tell you, that would everything would be mentioned in the previous video so that you are prepared. So I want you to come to and watch this video series only when you are prepared, and please start preparing because time is little less for the prelims examination. Okay, so what is this 5-step strategy? So this is the detailed steps that are written, but I want to show this strategy to you on a practical basis so that you understand. In a short, the 5 steps include reading the article first time. This is the first step. So this is just the first time. You don't have to be bogged down by the approach whether you are able to understand or not. If it is so easy to understand the constitution, Supreme Court would have been shut down. Why is Supreme Court not able to comprehend and analyze the constitution itself? So if they are still confused about some provisions of the constitution, it would be highly unrealistic for us to understand or think even that we can understand the whole constitution or every article to the fullest extent possible by just one reading. What happens is that people get bogged down, they get depressed, demotivated, that they are not able to understand. But that is why we have come up with this strategy of the 5 steps. So in the first step, you just have to read the article without even thinking whether you are able to understand or not. Now this step is also absolutely necessary because people think that reading the article only the people who have a little less retention power needs to read the articles twice or the second time. But it's absolutely false and it's not true. You cannot retain the provisions of the articles or the constitutions if you are not reading the constitutional articles at least 5 times. That is why the 5-step strategy. So second time, read the article again slowly, aloud, keep with a calm mind and composure without even thinking whether you are able to understand or not. Now the third is highlighting the keywords, because we got a few queries seeing the introductory lecture, that how do we understand what are the keywords. That is why I'm saying once you complete the first two steps, you will get a sense of what the article wants to convey, what the article wants to say. Then you can try and highlight the keywords, and it is where the videos will come and help you, because we would try to highlight a few keywords, you have your few keywords, and when you compile all this thing, you get absolutely awesome response. So what are the possible? And then we say that ask questions. So what are the questions that you ask? You are to ask who says, what he is saying, when he is saying, what are the conditions applicable, what time, or what are the other details that are possible. So there can be many questions, but these are the simple questions that you have to ask. The fourth step is reading Lakshmikant. Now, please do not feel that this is not necessary. It's absolutely necessary, rather it's mandatory. Because you have to, prepare for the mains examination together with prelims. You cannot be preparing only for prelims and segregated approach. You cannot go with the segregated approach. So you have to read Lakshmikant. And the fifth step, that is subdivided into the two phases, would be the help from an academy. Now, this is where the maximum retention will be possible. So watch the video first time by pausing. Whenever there is an article on the screen, pause, read the video again. So this will be the third reading that you will be going through the article. And then watch the video after 6 hours or a second time. And I guarantee you that you will be able to remember at least 60 to 70% of the constitutional provisions by just having this 5-step. And if you follow these 5 steps in a time-bound manner for next 20 to 25 days that we are planning to come up with this polity series on a regular basis, you will have absolutely awesome retention. Now, I want to show this to you by taking a real example. So this is part 1 of the Constitution, which has a heading, the Union and its territory. So it's having 4 articles. Article 1, Article 2, Article 3, and Article 4 is not visible here. So it has 4 articles, right? So when I'll start the first reading, first I'll see the name. So this is the name of the article. It says name and territory of the union. You don't have to understand, or you don't have to delve into the better meaning. You just have to say, okay, it talks about the name and the territory of the union. Okay. Now start reading the article. It says India, that is Bharat, shall be a union of states. Okay, it shall be a union. The states are mentioned in the first schedule. Okay, you don't have to remember anything right now. You just have to read it simply. Okay, the territory of India shall comprise of the territories of the state, okay, of the union territories which are mentioned in first schedule, and such other territories as may be acquired. Now, read this whole article again in a similar manner. This is the second stage, because this is when your brain starts registering things. Now, the third thing is highlighting the keywords by asking questions. Now, let's do that. India. Okay, what is India? That is Bharat, the another name. Shall be a union of states. Okay, it's shall, so there is compulsorily. It shall be union of states. So if in prelims examination question comes that according to constitution, India is a union of state, and the whole battle about federalism, quasi-federal, whatever structure it may be in theoretical sense, but according to constitution, it is union of states. So absolutely clear. Okay, it's union of states. So keywords would be India is a union of state. Another question. Which states are we talking about? So the constitution itself gives you the answer. Which states? It says the states which are mentioned in first schedule. So constitution is basically a question answer format. You just have to decipher the things. So India, that is union, and union of states. So what are those states? The states which are mentioned in first schedule. Okay. And the territory of India, which we say from Jammu and Kashmir to Kerala and the Andaman Nicobars, what does it contain? It comprises of, okay, the territory of the states, okay, the union territories, absolutely. And where are these union territories mentioned? In the first schedule, and other territories that may be acquired. So this is a keyword, that any territory that union acquires will also be considered as a part of territory of India. So this is how you complete the first 3 stages. Then you read Lakshmikant chapter 5 after completing the 4 articles, and then watch the video twice. And I guarantee you that you will have a retention of absolutely 60 to 70% of the data. So why do you have to do so first? The first thing is retention, but the most important point is that it can be a lifesaver or life changer, because when paper 2 is just qualifying examination, you have to have maximum marks that can be extracted out from the paper. In the next part, we'll get an overview of the Constitution. Have an awesome day. Thanks for watching.